Hello again. This is part 2 interview with Paul Skorpen. We didn't finish the first part because there was so much interesting information here. And now he has found his picture and he's going to show us that. Take that first, and then we can go over to the question again, what we people can do to support this energy.
Yeah. Here's an icon from Russia, and it was painted about 200 years ago.
What is that?
I don't know.
A little bit closer.
Yeah. And what you see here is you see what looks like an angel in the middle of the picture, and that's actually Sophia.
Okay.
And she has her feet on the globe, which is the earth, and around her is the universe. And above her you see the Christ figure, and above the Christ figure you see an empty throne, which symbolizes the source or the Godhead. So if you take this, and of course here on the right side you see John the Baptist, and on the left side you see the Virgin Mary. But what's interesting about this, and what's very provocative about this, is that Sophia is actually in the center of creation. She's the birth giver of creation. And as I said, if we had this type of consciousness in Christianity, we'd have a radically different Christianity. We'd have a very different relationship with.
Take a close up here.
Okay. We'd have a very, very different relationship with nature. We'd have a very, very different relationship with our bodies, and with each other.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yeah.
Yeah. We continue with the question there. What can we ordinary people do to support this feminine energy that's coming up? I think it's a good thing.
Like I said, I tend to integrate this in my healing work and also in my own consciousness. What we can do collectively. Let me put it this way: what I think is happening now, and this is maybe even multiplied since what happened in Japan last week, is that we are feeling a little bit helpless right now. We're feeling like things are getting out of control. We're not sure about what's happening with the earth. We're not sure about whether these volcanoes and earthquakes are going to continue, and this helplessness that we're experiencing makes us. It brings us into a type of humility, and this is a humility which we can collectively experience. And when we become humble, because generally we tend to be quite proud because of what we've developed culturally, and as a race we've become very proud. We've developed huge cities like Oslo, and developed a healthcare system, and we've done a lot. But we are in a very real sense, we're quite proud of all of this, and that is understandable, and it's something. But now we're coming into a state where we're feeling really sort of like, what are we going to do? What's going to happen to us now? And that makes us humble. And when we become humble, we become much more open for what I call the universal mercy, or the universal love. And one of the sources of the universal mercy and love is Sophia, or the divine feminine. Now, how can we come into contact with that? And how can we work with that is a very, very good question. And I know there's a lot of movements where people are working together, guided by a much higher wisdom, much higher wisdom, to do certain exercises to make peace with the earth, to do certain exercises to make peace with one another, between nations. I mean, we're all in the same boat now. We can see what's happening in Japan. Is the radiation is not going to be limited to Japan. You know, the water is polluted everywhere, not just in one place. And you know, volcanoes are happening all over the world. We're all in the same boat, and that's also going to lead inevitably to the fact that we're going to become less egoistic as nations. Even we have to become more humble as nations. And as I said, this transition process, and it is a transition process, it can be quite turbulent, and it's already quite turbulent, but it's going in a direction. It's not chaotic. It means you could even say that the earth is going through a deep cleaning process. And this is being guided, it's being guided from above. And yeah, I would invite people, if people want to find out about more how to work with this, my wife and I in Germany are working with some beings who are actually guiding this process. And we're through my wife, we've been given a lot of very, very, very powerful teachings and exercises, exactly what's going on. And if you want to contact us over our website, theosis.com, we can talk. We can share some exercises. Actually, we can share some very powerful exercises that, if they fit to you, fit to the folk out there.
Is this on your website? These exercises?
It's not. I have a separate website for that, which I'll share with them. Yeah.
I can put it in the YouTube.
Right. Yeah. No, we started
writings.
a website which is in German right now and will be in English. It's called Waves of Light. That's Waves of Light, all one word, all without space, EU or DE, and it's just been activated, and there will be exercises in German and English, which people can go to in about a week. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So we're quite active in this, and I have only a good sense of what's going on. I think, like I said, we've been actually experiencing a model of consciousness which is bringing us no longer any satisfaction. You know, it's a model based on hierarchy. It's a model based on conflict to a very large extent, based on selfishness and based on consumption. And this has all been very good, but we can see that it's just not functioning anymore. And any type of development is going to lead to more integration. Integration within us, that means integration between the 7 chakras, and also integration between one another, and also between communities and between lands. We see signs of that. We see what's happening in Egypt in the last few months. There's a lot of good signs going on. There's a lot of things that are disturbing, but there's a lot of very good signs going on.
Yes. What do you think about the Mayan calendar? Is that on time, or?
Well, the Mayan calendar, I'm not. To tell you the truth, I'm not that familiar with. I know that it runs out in 2012 in December, yeah. And there's a lot of truth to that. But like I said, the information that I have, the information that my wife has, is that we are in the middle of that now, and we're probably sort of in the climax of it now with what's happened in Japan and the earthquakes in New Zealand and the volcano in Indonesia and so forth. And it's going to slowly get better. We can expect some more difficult times ahead with the environment and also with the economy and so forth. But it's going in a good direction. It's being very, very well guided.
Yeah, that's great. But people have been told about going up from the 3rd to the 4th to the 5th dimension. Do you have any comments about that?
Well, you know, it's funny. Just working now with this group and working with Sophia, this teachings of different dimensions. Again, this goes to a type of spirituality which is also very, very hierarchical. It's not only the church and our religious institutions which have valued the upper chakras, but a lot of mystical and spiritual institutions have valued the upper chakras, and also have a very difficult time with the lower chakras. Yeah? Yes. And I am much more interested now in what Sophia has to say about that, and Sophia doesn't think hierarchically. She doesn't think hierarchically. She thinks much, much more horizontally. Yes. You know, and I think that we can. It's interesting to read about It's interesting to read about invitations to come into higher states of consciousness and so forth. But I think that we need to also. One of the priorities now is to make peace also with our bodies. That means the lower chakras. Make peace with nature, which we don't have right now, and make peace with each other. So as far as spiritual development, that's happening. It's happening. That has a lot to do with my work as a healer and teacher. But I think we should also first of all make peace with our earth and with our home here. Yeah.
Do you have a last message to the people on this our website here?
Yeah.
Or everybody on the world or anything?
Right. My message is basically that this is a very, very, very important time, and it's a time where we could either slip into fear, angst, or we can open up to hope and to trust. We, you know, as I said, we have not really experienced trust for a long time. We are a culture of control. We want to control ourselves, and we want to control each other, and we want to control other countries. This model of control, as I said, is no longer working. We can see that we can't control very much, and as long as we live in control, we're going to be living in fear. And as I said now, the more turbulence we have around the earth, politically, environmentally, it's going to be an invitation to go into fear. It's an invitation to go into selfishness, to protect what you have. But that is not the model now that's not the new model of consciousness which is emerging. The new model of consciousness now, which has to do with the divine feminine being integrated with the divine masculine, is about trust. It's about hope. It's about integration. It's about coming into peace. And I think everybody has a chance to go in one direction or the other, and I hope more of us will go in the direction of hope and healing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was a great interview.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You can see I'm very passionate about this,
yeah.
because it's, for me, it's extremely exciting that we have people here in Norway who want to work with Sophia. I have people in Denmark who I work with Sophia, and people in Austria, and it's really, there's a lot of interest in this. Yes. A lot of interest in this.
When are you coming back to Norway?
I've been invited back, but my calendar is quite booked until the new year. Right.
Okay.
But I would love to come back.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay. The people just have to follow up on our websites then.
That's right.
Coming back here.
I would love to come back.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank
Paul.
you very much.
And
take care.
Good luck with your work.
Thank you.
Very important
Good luck
work.
with your beautiful center here too.
Thank you.
Thank you.